Hey guys, welcome back. So I really don't know what I am doing today, but we're going to play around with some translucent and some more color. And then I want to try and make a mokume gane, but something different. I don't know how to explain it. I've got it in my head, I just don't know how to execute it yet. But I got two little squares of translucent. And I've got some of that green, that turquoise green that we made with the forest green, but I added some bright green to it. I've got some yellow here. This I was going to use orange, but I found this. So I thought, okay, maybe I can use that. And I've got some peacock pearl. So basically, we're just going to get some color in through the translucent. And I am just going to make a nice little bullseye cane, probably with the green and the blue. So we're going to see how this works out first. So you're kind of on a journey that hopefully it takes us to somewhere really nice. And we're going to use a lot of white and a lot of translucent and just keep wrapping it up and making some layers and layers of this. So I probably needed a lot more of this. So I do like that. I just want to see how big this will be, because I just want to plug for the center. And I don't want to use too much, because if it doesn't turn out good, then, well, you know, you're not wasting a whole lot. And I have translucent in front of me somewhere. And on the translucent, I'm putting this through at a number 6. I just want a thin piece to go around it. And unfortunately, I've got orders, so I'm going to probably end up having to hit pause a couple of times to get those done and out before the mailman gets here. I'm shocked he hasn't been here yet. Okay, so there's some green. And we kind of wrapped it in the translucent, just a really thin piece. Okay, and that's where I'm going to stop, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back for now. We have a couple things printing, and I'm just hoping that I can get them in time before the mailman comes. On the days I need him late, he comes early. So hoping that's not what happens today. Okay, so I wrapped it in a translucent, which was a number 6. And you know what? I'm going to take some gold. Aha. We're going to wrap it in gold now. I didn't know if I wanted to do it over the white or under the white. But we're going to try it under the white. Okay, and whatever is left over that's not sticking, you can put it to the parts that don't have it. And yes, I didn't want to get it over the front. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but okay. Now we're just going to add the white over it. And in a way, it'll kind of hold that gold in, I guess. We're going to do the same now. And I'm going to do the green at a number 1. Actually, I'm going to do the green at a 0. We're just going to keep this one thick. Okay. So I guess it's kind of like a geode, right? It's not what I'm going for, but if it turns out like that, I'll be happy with that. And I'm going back to a number 6 with the translucent and a 6 with the white. And yeah, I will probably add more gold to this. Okay, I mean, another print is done, but I've been having issues with one of my printers, and the prints are coming out really icky. And I've been on phone with the manufacturer again, and of course they can't help me, and it's not like I can just bring it into the shop, because they're clear across the world. So I've just got to kind of use my imagination and try different things to get it to work, or I'm going to have to start ordering some parts and kind of rebuild it. Or my son will rebuild it. Which I literally need one to rebuild myself, but I don't trust myself, so I call my son in for those. Hey, I need help. That boy is definitely not one of the most patient people to work on things. So I don't know if any of you belong to my Facebook group. Kind of let you know things are going to be a little tough here. I already told you my husband's planning on retiring in 8 months. Oh God, actually 7 months. And so after that, we kind of lose the insurance we have. We lose a lot of stuff. How's that? And I'm not prepared. I still got quite a few years before I can legally retire. And it just kind of made me mad because I thought literally that we had a few years to have to worry about this, and then to just spring that on that, you know, I'm going to do it because he talks to people at work and they talk him into stuff that's not always the best choices. And I try and talk to him, and yeah, he just thinks I don't want him to retire. And I know he's tired, but I don't want him to make a wrong decision, if that makes sense. But I know better. I literally do, and he won't listen. Even his sister said, why would you even talk about it? You know he isn't going to listen to you, and she's right. So I am trying to cover my ass, excuse my language, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the Me and the Mutts website. I don't get that many orders on it. So now I'm at the point, do I just go with the company that I was with before I started Spotify? Because Spotify is like it's $40 a month. It's like $39.99. Okay, and it's not that much. It's like, what, maybe 480, maybe 500 a year or whatever. But the company I was with before was only like $120, $130 for the entire year. But I was so limited as to payment options. I didn't have a credit card company that I could work with through them. So it was basically all through PayPal. Well, I don't know where I got all this air. I don't want to go to Square. I don't want to do any of that because, again, they charge a good $20 to $30 a month. You know, I would love to do Etsy because of the fact that they do all your marketing for you. Alright, so the reason this is happening, guys, is the gold. It just doesn't want to stick to the gold. But since this is all going to be cut up, I don't really care. So if it wants to do this and get all airy on me, I'm going to let it. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to get rid of it. It's just going to go all the way down. So we're just going to leave it like that. But anyways, so yeah, I checked into Square. I wish PayPal or somebody would make their own little website. I know PayPal has something like that, but it's not a storefront. It's basically just for inventory. So I don't know what I'm going to do at that point. But Etsy would be good because they do all your marketing. It's just I would have to raise my prices so high in order to cover the fees. And then honestly, the higher you go, the higher your fees go. So sometimes that's not even worth doing. So I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do here. So again, it's just like flying off the seat of my pants. I'm just trying to figure out everything and how to prepare myself. Because I've already told you, I don't think we're going to make it through retirement. And, well, he's basically already told me that he's here because he doesn't want to give me half of his paycheck. So, that's not really a cool thing to say to anybody, especially somebody that you've been with for over 40-something years, but it is what it is, and that's fine, you know, but that means that this retirement mumbo-jumbo, it better be something that we both are comfortable with, and he wants to go to the mountains, where he's by this golf course. I don't do mountains, guys. You know me with my anxiety. I am lucky that I can get on the road and just drive. But I'm not driving through mountains, and I'm definitely not driving through snow. So again, it's just like nothing I can do but wait and see what happens at this point. But I've noticed I've had a very... I was talking to one of you this morning. Just really had a nervous stomach. And I told you, I think that... told you that Makita threw up a couple nights ago. And all I thought was, oh my gosh, you know, God, don't let me lose 2 dogs. And apparently, Makita got into a paper towel. Wasn't munched up, nothing. It was just a paper towel, folded. And don't know where it came from, but she got into a paper towel and ate it. So I don't know if it was from cooking and I was draining, you know, the grease off of something, and I don't know, but it really scared me, and from that point on, I've had, like, horrible pain in the pit of my stomach, like, right in between where the rib cage comes together. So, I'm glad she's okay, which she's okay. She hasn't thrown up since. But yeah, it scared the heck out of me. So yeah, there's all kinds of things going on. I have a brother that lost his job. He has worked for the corporate world his whole life. And Yeah, he just lost his job and having a hard time finishing it. He's got 1 month before he loses his apartment. He's got his daughter living with him right now, who's trying to get into medical school. And again, I'm at the point where, you know, I help everybody that I can, but business has been slow on my end. I don't know if I can cover them for a couple of months. I wouldn't mind it if you stayed here, but I've got somebody else in the house that will probably say absolutely not. My sister-in-law goes in for surgery tomorrow on her breast. It's just so much all at once. Is it a test to make me stronger? I don't know. I think it's just life right now. Everybody's going through something. And I hate that, you know. Seems like the ones that are crappy people in this world, the ones that don't care, you know, the ones that sit there and get in their vehicle and drive drunk and, you know, they're all great. They're all just absolutely fine. Just living life and nothing gets them down, right? But unfortunately, it's us that have to deal with their mistakes. So hang on tight, guys. I don't ever speak religion, and I'm not a religious person. I am spiritual, but I don't really consider me religious. But I do see signs of impending doom. I really do. You know, just the hatred in this country, and whatever was right is now wrong. Whatever is wrong is now right, you know. What's good is bad. What bad is good. And I honestly believe that, you know, if you believe in the Bible and it talks about the end times, I see it. I see everything written. Everything going on with Israel and everything. It's just, it's right there. But I also don't know the time of the day. None of us do. So, just prepare. Be safe in your life. Because we honestly don't know what's going to happen here soon. Alrighty, so here is the blue now. And I have one print that stopped in here, so I have one more print in the other room. I have like 3 printers in here and 3 out there, because I have no room to put them in here. So that's why I'm constantly getting up and running. So I'm going to go check on the other one. And hopefully I can get this order out. It is from an author. She's written many books on polymer clay. I don't want to give out her name or anything like that. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see her order from me. And my mailman, I guess it's good that he's late today, because then I can get this order out, hopefully. Okay, so there's a blue and a green right there. And I want to do orange. I don't know about the yellow. I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I can cut them up and see what we can do. I'm going to do the same thing with these 2 that I did with that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I got some of the yellow, and I got some of the orange, and I'm not thinking of putting gold around these. I don't know. This is a zinc yellow. Boy, is it bright. So I hope I didn't mess up with this. It's pretty bright. But I'm not going to change it. We'll see what it does. So again, my mailman just came and I had 8 minutes left on my last order. So I'm kind of bummed out about that, but it is what it is. Alright, you know what? I'm going to make this at a number 5 instead of a 6 on this one, just because it's so bright. As far as a mokume gane, I don't know quite how we're going to do this yet. I don't want to put holes and stuff in it. I do want to cut a lot of this up into tiny little pieces. Yeah, I'm getting a little sloppy here. Again, it's not going to matter much. Okay, so here's some white, and translucent can go over there. So I just need a little more white here. And then debate whether I want to put some gold around them. I could. And on the white, I'm going to keep it at a number 6. Okay. Let's see, with the orange, maybe I'll do some copper. Why not? We'll do copper and gold. I'm not a huge copper foil fan, but it's here, I've got it, and I'm gonna need to use it up anyways, so. Okay, and I'm just gonna slide it so that it all sticks on here. My sister-in-law just texted me. She's going to be going down to take care of her sister. Actually, she'll be there today, and she's really been pushing me to come up. And I don't know why. So I just wrote her back and said, are you okay? Because it's kind of like, I don't know, the way she's making it sound like is there's going to be a lot of tubes coming out of Sherry, and you know, she's going to have to clean around it and stuff like that. And I'm just wondering if maybe that might be a problem for her. So I just asked her, I go, I'll see. But the worst part is it's Memorial Weekend, and I don't want to be on the freeway as it is, but to have to be there Memorial Weekend, I don't know if I wanted to do that. Unless I would stay 4 days and come back, or leave on a Thursday and come back on a Monday or a Tuesday instead of a Monday. But I can't afford to be down with my shop that long. So another thing, we're going to be playing by ear, I guess. It's only it's a 3-hour drive. I don't want to say it's only a 3-hour drive, because to me a 3-hour drive is a long time. That's to get to San Diego. You know, she's like, oh, I thought you wanted to get away. It's like, I do, but this isn't a getaway trip. This is a trip where we're helping family not have to do anything as she heals. So it's not really a getaway trip. It would just be a working trip, basically. So we'll play it by ear, but if I close down the store, you'll know where I went. Three-hour drive from most takes me about 5 to 6 because I stop and I take the long way around, whatever is the easiest. So basically it would be Interstate 5, almost all the way down there. I'll be driving the coast all the way down pretty much. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Alright guys, so here's what we got. So I'm going to take this green one first because this is going to be the fun one, right? And I'm going to cut it in half. Actually, I'm going to cut it in thirds, because I want to make a big one and 2 little ones. So we're going to go 3 inches. Actually, we're going to make a big one. This one's going to be a little smaller. Okay, and then this one's going to be a lot smaller. And then I'm going to need a veneer. So I think we're going to start. Yeah, so where does mokume gane come in this? I don't really know yet. It might be with what's left over. Okay, so let me get, I'm going to do a slab of white. I'm not going to make this really big. Just because I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. But I'm going to run this at a 1. Okay, I'm going to need to definitely make it bigger than that though. At least get a couple of pair of earrings out of it. Alright, so let's see what we can get out of here. We might be able to take this to a 2 or even a 3. Okay, so we're just going to do a 3. And we're going to be good. And at least cut it. Oop. Well, I guess I'm just going to cut it right there since I just stuck a hole in it. Okay. We're going to take some gold and some copper. We're just going to lay it on top. And it'll be easier just to do that out of the bag than sticking my hand in there. We're just going to spread it out. Now this is all folded up. Very interesting. Okay, and I don't want to cover the whole sheet. We'll leave a little bit of white sticking through. Hear a dog getting off the couch. Who's not the best watchdog. At least Bandit would bark when the mailman got here and I had an idea. She doesn't bark at all. She's really a weird dog. I've never had a lab like her, and I've had a couple of labs. She's just a doop-de-doo. She really is. Although she's a pretty girl. Sometimes I don't know if she's got a brain in there. I think she just likes to play stupid. That way she doesn't have to do anything. Alright, so now we're going to take translucent and put it over this. And we are making our translucent at the thinnest setting that we possibly can. So mine is a number 9. And there was my last print. Gosh darn it. All I needed was that extra couple of minutes and I could have got that last order out. Alright, so here we have the thinnest setting. Okay, and we're just going to take it on there like that. We got to pull it. We definitely have to pull it all the way. Okay. And this is going to be tough to grab the extra because it's going to grab a lot of this flake, so I'm not going to worry about it. Oop! I'm going to take this little piece, if we can pick it up, and we're going to put it right back on that copper. Okay. And I'm going to run this through the pasta machine just to help get all the air bubbles out. And I'm doing this at the thickest setting, which is a 0 for me. And then we'll take it at a 1. I'll turn it, go to a 2, and turn it one more time, and go to a 3. Still got some air bubbles in here. So we're gonna see how this is gonna work out, eh? Alrighty, so now I'm just gonna grab some of these circles, and it's going to be really hard because it does have some air bubbles, but because of the way we're laying them, it really doesn't matter. But I think the gold and the copper wasn't the greatest choice, because it's pulling a lot of the color off. See, this is completely covered, but I still keep losing a little bit about that white. It's just trying to come off. But then again, I did not take this and I did not reduce it at all, so that probably isn't helping. I don't want this everywhere. I just want a little bit here, a little bit there. Yeah, see, we just got air. And the reason this is coming off is because there's a little more copper than just one layer right here. So it doesn't want to stick. Okay, so this I'm going to run through, hopefully. And we're going to put it in at a 3, like we did the other one. Because I really want this to stretch out. And give it like a little crackle effect. Okay, so now we're going to do one more layer of translucent over the top of that. And then I'm going to start adding the blue. So again, the translucent's got to be really thin. Okay. We're going to go to a 9 if we can. Yeah, it likes to fold up when it gets in there. And this is just to make it not quite so bright. Oh, son of a gun. I can't do anything about that. Okay. Okay, so this is the green. Nope, this is the blue. Now, I just want to see how much of this green is going to show up. I really want that gold to show up. Okay. So let's take some of this blue here. You all right, Makita? I can hear you panting all the way in here. It's hot outside, but not that hot. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, that's for sure. I don't know if I could have done without the yellow and orange, maybe? But I'm definitely liking this blue. Okay, so for now, okay, so let's hold on to that one. if it's got a little bit of holes in it. Alright, I'm not going to worry about all the edges. Okay, I'm going to take the little green now, and we're just going to pop it on top. Some of them, especially the green ones. But we can do a couple blue ones. I don't know if I want to do them on all of them. Maybe if we do it like off center on a couple of them. I don't know. It just seems very boring without them on all of them. And then we're going to go for the little tiny one here. This one I'm just going to cut up. That one didn't make it. Alright, now we're just going to throw them just like in the center over there. Should have stuck with the little square that I made of white, figuring that I would have to add stuff on top that's just going to make it really stretch out. So this is a bigger piece of veneer than I wanted to use, but honestly it wasn't a whole lot of clay since most of it was done at like a 5 and a 6, so just going to use this up here and there. Now, you literally could put another translucent on the top, and the only reason you would do that is you don't have to worry about sealing the gold. But this looks like a project that I'm going to have to use resin anyways. if it ends up looking good when it comes out of the oven. So that will be the biggest determination, right? So if I did put white or put translucent over it, I'm just going to kind of experiment on this corner one right here. Okay, so that's what you get. And I kind of like that this is bright compared to the orange and yellow underneath. Okay, so I think we're done with that. I just need something to make sure that this is all combined really well. And it's in there, but on some of them you'll see like little pieces right here where I added. So you don't want those to show. Okay. So it looks good. Oh, see, right there. Look around it. Alrighty, so now I think I'm going to throw it through the pasta machine one more time. And I'm going to start at 1. And it's not basically touching it, so now we'll go to a 2. And that touched it, so now we'll just do a 3. So again, it's going to make it a little longer. Okay, but at least now you have an even piece. And now what do I want to do with the back? I don't want to leave it white. And the white's going to cover the black. And the black to me is the easiest thing to do. So we're going to look at this side. Okay. I don't know yet. And this I'm just going to roll up. I'm pretty sure we can use that with something. Okay, I'll do the same with this one. And just a little bit right there. Okay. So we just really need a thin piece of black. So let's run it through the thickest setting just to get it nice and conditioned. Okay, and then I'll go to a 3. Let's see how far we can get. I'll do a 5. I think I might end up doing a 7. Okay. Seven might be a little thin. All right, we're gonna add some more black and do it at a 6 because I think a 7 is gonna be a little too thin. Now, the worst part is finding a shape to use. You'd think that would be the easiest. But not with me. Okay, so now, thinking this will go all the way across. I hope so. And yes, it is air bubbly. So I'm going to work those out. And you will definitely see them if they're there. Okay. Alrighty guys, so there we go. I feel like I need to cut them on a tile, but alright, I'm gonna get some cutters and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so I can't find some of the cutters that I used last week, but I pulled these out. Not sure which ones I'm gonna like better, but I kind of think I like this. I'm not going to get all the circles, obviously, but I like that I can get a bunch of them into one. Alright, and I know I've got them everywhere here. This is a 2-inch. This is a really big one. Okay, that's just going to have to work right there. I hear you, dog. I hear you. Okay. Oop. Popped right back up. Doug's trying to get comfortable here. Okay. And let's see. We have 2 of those, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if those were the greatest shapes to use, but so we have 2 here. And then we have this 2 right here. Mm-hmm. I got 2 right here. That might work. And do one more over here. Right? Okay. So let's see what happens with this. The only thing that's not going to come out perfect is this triangle because there's no cut right there. So I just got to go in there and cut it. Okay. So I want to make sure that I've got my textured back on there, and I do. So that's going to help. I'm doing this off camera, but I'll show you it all in a second here. When working with translucent, I think it's easier to cut them while they're already on a tile because it's so soft that you end up messing up the shape here. You can use these. You just have to sand those really well. Alright, so now we've got them up and in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and throw these in the oven. I'll sand them, and then I may resin them and then come back after they're all done. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Bye. Alrighty guys, so the rest of the stuff is in the oven. So I'm taking the rest of this cane, and this I'm going to make into a mokume gane cane. Hey guys, just a quick video here. We're going to use up the rest of that cane that we made in our last video. And actually, these I'm going to cut kind of thick. Okay. So we got some blues and greens. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use the teeny weeny ones here, but we're going to try. I'm going to take the rest of that yellow and take the rest of that orange. And I don't know what we're going to do with these. Oh, look at those. That was just from our leftover. No, we're going to hold on to those. Those are pretty cool, actually. I don't know if you can see that real well. I don't know why you guys are so dark. I don't know if the video's coming out dark. Hopefully that lightened it all up. Okay, and then this. I was going to use the pasta machine, but I'm not now. Kind of ran out of room, didn't I? Probably would be easier if I just did that. Just run it down like this. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. Okay. And then we're just going to kind of stack them on best that we can. We're going to use up all the scraps here. Okay. Now we've got this huge mess. Okay. Right there. Okay, so we can put our little cuts into it, but I'm curious what it would look like if I didn't put any cuts into it and just scraped it, because of all the different sizes that we have. We may not need to scrape it, but take some of this green right here. Got some blue. Just grabbing little bits of translucent here. And I've got a little bit of orange here. You know what, now that I'm thinking of it, let's see if I can push that guy right out. And we're gonna grab some gold here, right? And we're just gonna put the gold around it. I'll put you in there. Don't think I'm gonna need much more than that. This I mixed with a little bit of translucent, so instead of putting it in the pasta machine, I'm just trying to do it by hand. So I have 2 requests for videos. One would be a bee, and the other one is for a black rose. So we have direction, right? Try and get those made. One of them at least made this week. Shove that baby in. Okay. And this will just toss it. Okay, and again, I don't think I have a credit card here, but I do have one of these little bead sorters here. Those may work just as good. Okay. So you can use anything to do this. Let's do one over here. Okay, I'm going to let this sit for a couple of minutes because it's pretty soft. So I'm going to let it leach a little bit and then we'll cut it out. Okay, so we'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, so these came out of the oven and they're actually not as yellow as I thought they'd be. They're kind of muted actually. So we're going to go ahead and put some resin on and we'll be back. Alrighty guys, we are back. So I'm ready to cut up our mokume gane. But these are what I pulled out that we made earlier today. So I only made earrings with one set. Okay, so those are what we got. A little bit muted like I mentioned before. And then obviously these are the other ones. So these are just a bunch of daggers, which actually they look pretty good with this design. And then we have these two. Okay, those were fun. So now we have this mokume gane. Now the cool thing about this is you could use the side if you want. So you've got all of these really cool designs in the side as well. If that dot wasn't there, I would probably use it actually. But since the dot's there, I can't. So we're just gonna cut this up. And it's still squishy, and it's been sitting here pretty much all day long. Okay. So we get some cool designs out of here. It's kind of cool right there. Turning it around to see which one I like better. Okay. That's interesting. I like a little bit of that white though, but that matches more with this. And then of course we have this. Okay. So we're gonna run this across. That I don't like. There's a lot of white there. Sometimes you want to cut off that end piece. This is actually pretty summery. So this center part is a little lower. So we're going to bring this in and push that up. And I'm going to back it anyways with black. But it's pretty cool. It's different. But we had all these extra pieces, right? I'm talking kind of low because everybody's sleeping, so I'm being nice, right? So you could do something like this on some of the really big areas. Let's see if I find something a little smaller. I don't know. Okay, this one might work the best. We don't have a whole lot of this. I don't want to put it on all of it yet. I just want to see what it's going to look like. No, I don't like it. But I do have something that might make it look even more summery. So I've got these little shells here. Oh yeah. I can't get close to the camera without putting my head right in view, so it's a little difficult to try and cut through this. And I dropped it. Of course I did. Okay, so I'm going to put that one right there. So there's like little areas that look smeared. So watch this. Okay. Sorry, I hate that noise. Okay, I'm going to put that right in the hole right there. Thought I had one more. I don't know where it went. Oh, there he is. So I'm going to put that right there. Okay, so on all the areas that look smeared, I'm just putting these little shells on. If it's got a lot of white, I'm just going to put the shell right over the white. Put that right there. Right there. getting a little more shells than I planned, but I think it's going to look good. Okay, I'm going to put 1, 2, maybe 3 more. Okay. 1, 2, 3. How about 1 right there? No, we're going to leave that alone. Okay. I think I might need 1 more. And I lost it. Yep, I am going to put 1 right there. Okay. So I'm going to get some printer paper. So let me grab some printer paper and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so this is what we got. Okay. Now we're going to add some black. Let me grab some black and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got our black. I just need to stretch it. And yes, we have our air bubbles. Okay, so now we're going to grab our green here. Okay. I think I'm going to cut these on the tile. That way I don't have to lift them. Okay, Okay, we're going to use the same cutters as before. So we got blue and blue there. Blue like that. I'm gonna put that over here. Okay. Now, boy, it'd be nice if I could do 2 donuts. But that's not gonna happen. I don't know, guys. I could, but it's not gonna match. Be able to do this. Okay, so we're gonna try and combine these just so I can make one more. I'm gonna leave that piece in there. But I gotta make one more. And I'm so close. Oh, I think I can do it. Look at that. We got it. Oh well. Alrighty. And that's it. We'll get a little bit of summer going on here. I'm going to put them in the oven, and then in the beginning of our next video, I'll show you what this looks like. Have a great night. We'll talk to you later.